breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page line is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. I just got done talking to all my TikTokers out there. We are streaming live behind the scenes on TikTok. And they get a little mad at me because I can't show my screen. And I feel bad. But that's the way it goes. All right, so good morning. This is Little Hunter. I told everybody last night we would show Hunter today. We showed Louie last night. We did a live last night at 5. We did a live Saturday night at 5. We're back to 9:19 now. And, yeah, what's up? So good morning. This is the Daily Brew. I feel awful for everybody over there at the Cape. They scratched the launch, obviously. They had a rocket engine issue. Not sounding very good. If they have to replace it, that could be a long delay. But anyway, holy moly, a couple 100,000 people over there probably trying to get home right now. That's terrible. But hey, you got a day off. And you'll get another day off the next launch. So this guy is the Snorter. He is, and every time I go live, he puts his head up. Why are you proud? Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do a silly decision on, if it wasn't safe. All right, so here's the deal. We are live. My name is Mike's Weather Page. I am not a meteorologist, so I don't know why anybody would get upset from what I say. But now I'm the redneck storm chaser. And I really wasn't upset last night. So whoever said that, I understand. Everybody's, entitled to their opinions. But my buddy Dusty, we're working on a shirt. We're gonna have a redneck storm chaser shirt today. No, our Conehead Nation demanded it. So let's see what we got. Anyway, all right, so we're going to talk tropics. That's what we do here at Daily Brew, and our Daily Brew is brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, located here in Florida. Daytona finally got off without the rain. Congratulations to Austin Dillon and the number 3 car, Richard Childress Racing. I grew up watching the number 3 car, and he got through that big crash, the only car. I think Dale Sr. was looking down. So great race at Daytona. Hopefully you got to visit our friends at ABC. Great folks down there here in Florida, and we really appreciate all their support that they do for us, that's for sure. All right, so here's the latest. Here is the latest. Michelle, thank you very much. What's up, Miss Shelley? We call Miss Shelley Sheila sometimes. Susan Proper, oh, she hangs out at Claremont. And Melinda, yeah, you're cutting it. We got the cut-off sleeve version. Put the skeleton on the antenna. Rhonda, you know me too well. Coastal Mississippi, what's up, Meredith? So don't forget, we're streaming live on 3 platforms right now: Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are getting a lot more people over on YouTube. What's up, Ryan, over there in YouTube land? What's up, Emily? Morning, y'all. Carol, Larry, JMA, John Ferguson. I took a picture of your signs last night, John. I don't know if you saw it on our brew crew or not. It's still looking good out there. Are we going to be able to listen? Are we going to be able to do the show today? All right, so we're going to put you down. Say goodbye to all the TikTokers. Remember, TikTok, we're behind the scenes. Sorry, you have to see just behind the scenes, but that's the way it goes. All right, go see your brother. Make all kinds of weird noises. All right, here's the latest tropical map. This is 8 a.m., right? So this is what we do. We talk about the tropics. In a nutshell, here's what we got. This, you know, if you don't have the patience, this is kind of what we got. 4 little dots. Oh, we got a lot of people who haven't been here in a while. Boo Morris hasn't been here in a while. Well, hey, good to see you, Boo. Boo, almost time for Halloween. Sarah was just getting on the bus. She goes, almost time for Halloween. We love Halloween. It's hard to believe we'll be decorating for Halloween here probably in a month. Isn't that weird? Like end of September? Doesn't seem like it's even possible. All right, so here's the 4 spots. This is the big question mark. GFS has been showing development, except it finally caved last night and did not show development. So the GFS has been the outlier, and it has been terrible this year. The GFS is the worst model on the planet this year. Never thought anything would beat the Canadian model from several years ago. GFS. Anyway, the GFS is back down. Good news. Still 20%. We showed the Navy model last night. It was, you know, but this is just 20%. I'm surprised they kept it at 20%. You know, we got a high pressure building in here. This is the storyline. So whatever happens here probably is going to end up likely Mexico. But development, you know, just not showing up on any models. We're going to show you that. This little guy isn't doing anything. This is Invest 92. This is Invest 91 right here, by the way, in case you're wondering. This is 91. 92 is just going to sit there. It's not going to affect anybody. So I got the spaghetti models on the site. It's actually coming down a little bit. I'm going to talk more about 92 here in a second. And then we got a new wave that's getting pulled up that's coming off of Africa now. It's at 30% now. So there you go. So we got 20, and then this is 80% now. And this is at 10%. So that's what we got right now. 10, 80, 30, 20. So here's the story. Then we're going to get into all kinds of models and stuff. Robert, I don't know if it's going to hit the East Coast or not. Carolina's talking about the cruise. Heck yeah. Let's talk about the cruise. All right. So early season stuff, right? Huge prediction of storms. Then we went through like one of the longest lulls in history. Theory is, and I kind of believe it, high pressure set up a little bit higher than normal. Ended up bringing a lot more Saharan air, dry air across the main development region. And we had a lot of dry air this season early on. Makes a lot of sense, right? Well, look what happens over the weekend. Out of the blue, this little guy pops up. And normally we have a really strong high pressure, this time of year, Bermuda high. Well, anytime you get any weaknesses out here, the Atlantic high breaks down, and that's exactly what's happening. This guy here is allowing this guy here to get pulled up a little bit, and there's a weakness. The Atlantic Bermuda high is not strong right now. These are things you can't predict. Maybe you can, but I'm saying I've never seen them predicted very well. That's why 91's pulling to the north. That's why this little sucker is kind of getting pulled up. This Bermuda high is not that strong, and it's allowing these to lift a little bit more. So it's very interesting. Very, 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 very. So we're going to digest all that for sure, but that's where we're at. This is the latest spaghetti models. Let's take a look at tropical tidbits. These only go out, I believe, these are your 12Zs. These just came out, 12Z. These go out 7 days. These are your timestamps. You can see them. 48 hours, 72 hours, 96 hours, 120 hours, 144 hours, and a couple of them are 168. So that's kind of how we do it. It doesn't move much here, but it goes out a good 6-7 days. But what we're starting to see here is a pull kind of north at the end. And eventually we might see a recurve. Let's say goodbye to ABC. Bye, ABC. Eventually, here are some longer range models. These are your Southwest Florida water management models. And that kind of tells a picture right there what's going on. So right now there's pretty high confidence that this is going to get pulled up and eventually turn. You know, and Hunter's back to his snoring. I might have to just drag him out here again because he is in a snoring mood today. I'm going to lose it. Hey! Let's try the old koozie trick. It stops him for like a minute. So anyway, future recurve possibly coming. Remember last night we showed the Euro. The Euro was stalling, right? The Euro was actually coming over here and actually stopping. The Euro was. That could be concerning. So the little bit of good news, at least for the Bahamas, is Euro has now shifted with a turn. Still way early in the game. The system right now is extremely elongated. There's always that chance that it could stay weak, go a little bit farther to the west, establish a new center. So, all bets are off until it gets past this. There's a lot of wind shear ahead. A lot of that wind shear is associated with 92, actually. So it's got to get through this little section here. It's going to be here Thursday, Friday, right here. So it's got about 3 days to get through all this junk right here, and then we'll see. But the models at least have dropped that idea of the Bahamas for now. You always watch the tropics. Now, the only big concern at this moment is Bermuda. Now, listen, I get a lot of people say, why you talk about a fish storm? Well, because Bermuda's got a ton of people that live in Bermuda, and we have a ton of Mike's Weather Page fans in Bermuda, a lot. So they're going to be watching close, along with pretty much, I would definitely say, you're still watching. But, yesterday there was a run showing South Carolina. I mean, if these things would turn in here, I'd be say, well, we should be watching close. Well, I don't think we're watching close right now. Same as last night. We're watching close. Last night, this was like a watching kind of close here, but never has a watching close been for the East Coast or Gulf. But that's where we're at. So there's a curve. Again, some of your latest spaghetti models. Now, most of your intensity models are showing something pretty strong. Let me show you some of the latest. This was posted this morning. I posted this really early. I got up at 3:30 this morning. What the hell was I thinking? Whew, man. Sue, she lives in Bermuda. So again, bottom line, Texas, Mexico, that GFS system is still it backed off overnight. Very, very low chance right now anything's cooking in the Gulf. The only reason I shared the Navy model last night was it was the only one that remotely agreed with the GFS. The GFS kept putting out this worst case scenario hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. Only one. It was what I don't know what is going on with GFS. But this is what I posted this morning. This is Invest 91. A week away. This is Wednesday, a good 7, 8, 9 days away. So a lot can change, but it's next week, and that's what we do here. We talk about things long range. That's what people like about our site. We have 3 models. The Canadian didn't really go out that far, but it's, Canadian showing a recurve also. So I circle where Bermuda's at. All these are showing a pretty decent, strong hurricane, possibly impacting Bermuda midweek next week. Now, that could change, but that's some pretty good consistency with the models. If you recall last night, I shared a lot of things, just so you know. You got to read all my posts. posted this not late last night. This was at 4:30 p.m. yesterday. Sunday Euro ensembles. Many are showing a recurve after getting close to the Bahamas and Florida. High pressure is the player, and the Euro is not buying what the GFS has been showing. So this was 4 o'clock yesterday p.m. and look, it's still playing out. So never once have I hyped any sort of potential U.S. landfall with this. The only thing that I'm glad I showed last night, and I still believe in it, was this stalling out here of the Euro, which was very kind of concerning a little bit yesterday. And it was this right here showing Wednesday. And it's about time to move the dog. This is where the Euro was last night. And now it's showing it a little bit more to the east. So, we'll get windshield wiper. We'll get flip-flopping. But when you have the majority of models showing a recurve, it's really hard to say, yeah, but, when Florence was in the middle Atlantic, half the models at one point were going towards the west. The other half were recurving. We had a split. And that's when I really let people know, hey, there's a chance. And there was a chance with Florence, and it ended up being true. There's things down here. I got some great links on weathernerds.org on the ensembles. Even the GFS ensemble list here, even though the GFS is terrible this year, it's still predicting a recurve coming. Now, of course, we got a lot of people living down in the Bahamas, the lower Bahamas, watching, obviously. But this is the GFS, majority of them. The black is the mean line. Here's Bermuda. So we just don't see it yet of anything to get too worked up with Invest 91 yet. So that's good news. Here's some spaghetti models on Invest 91. This is kind of interesting, Invest 92. This is the one above 91. Very odd. 3 or 4 days ago, when this became an invest, they have to influence each other, and obviously they are going to. You can see it on the water vapor loop here. Here you go. This is everything. This is 92 right here. Very good signature. 91 is somewhere down here, and we got a little bit of dry air and shear coming in. It's actually wrapping around our system up here, 92. So this is what 91's got to get through to get on to the other side. It's got to get through all this rough conditions, but pretty darn close. And again, we don't have that strong high pressure system over that we sometimes see because we have a system up here. And that's what happened late in the season last year. Everybody was, even me, we were expecting a big active October and even November, and the high pressure just kept breaking down here. We had storms going every which way. They were just like, we don't want to go. There was like a force field up here or something, and all the storms were just kind of doing that, and that's good. So we had a lot of storms last year, like I said, a lot of named storms out here in 2022. But guess what? None of them affected anybody. They just kind of like found all these weaknesses out here and kind of just took off. So weak Bermuda high will do that for sure. So, all right, let's put on a couple other things here, and then we'll slow down a little bit. We haven't even done a social yet with coffee. Brian, yes, there is some dust out there. Yep, and we're still behind the scenes on TikTok. Listen, Facebook, we're streaming live, and YouTube and Twitter if you want to see the actual what the heck I'm showing. Okay, we'll take a coffee break. Good question, Justin Brown. So my Mathnasium cup is being washed. The Louis cup has 3-day-old coffee in it, so I had to go dig a new one. And in tradition, I always grab the Princess cup because I'm a little princess apparently. My daughters always, when they grab coffee cups, they always grab Princess cups. So that's what I'm drinking to today. I still think Cinderella's kind of hot, actually. She's right here. She looks at me every time I drink, so. All right, so there you go. First sip of the show. Justin Brown over on Twitter just asked, "What do I think of NASCAR not stopping the race?" Well, if you're not a NASCAR fan, if you are a NASCAR fan, the most craziest thing I think I've ever seen yesterday happened. Rainfall in corner number 1 came out of nowhere, and the whole field wrecked. I mean, literally, Austin Dillon came through it. It looked like Days of Thunder when they drove through the smoke. You remember that? Days of Thunder, man. When he went through the smoke, and the top 3-4 cars spun out all by themselves. It was a huge wreck. NASCAR's under a lot of criticism right now. You can't throw them under the bus, except, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You would just think in today's world, technology would be a little better. You can't really predict when it's going to start falling. That's the problem. It just came down so quick. It was still sunny out. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of the darn if you do, darn if you don't. If you call the race anticipating rain and it doesn't rain, then you get more criticism because you forced the yellow, for no reason. Then everybody be yelling at NASCAR that it's just you can't predict the future. That's a problem, and that's the problem with the weather. So I don't know what I would have done differently. In the past, they always wait for it to rain, and then they throw the caution. Just never seen nothing like that. So yeah, no launch today. Everybody's asked about the launch. It was scrubbed. There's a big engine problem. I feel bad for Truex. God, he only missed it by 1 spot. Did I not? I didn't get my degree. I got a degree. It's just not in meteorology. Jackie, okay, 1's on order. How about that? Let me read some comments now. I could be there you go. I think they're in a really bad spot. Somebody asked a question. I mentioned 91 could push farther west if it stays weak. Well, Dane, that's just a normal thing that happens with weaker systems. This one's got a pretty decent circulation to it. Steering currents, their influence. Really weak systems are more influenced by lower level winds, and sometimes they just trek a little bit farther west naturally. Like that's what we saw this season. A lot of weak systems cross over to the Pacific. So, that's just the old saying, weaker systems go west. Whether or not this one does it or not, we'll see. The steering currents right now currently are supporting this. It's hard to read it, I know, but there's your upper level high. And, it's kind of pointing this direction, which is your basic steering around. So, it's following normal upper level winds right now because it does have decent structure. It had a little bit more signature spin last night. It's definitely elongated today, a lot more today. It's interesting, actually. Here's the 2 systems that we're watching, by the way. 92 up here and then 91 here. But that's a pretty elongated low. And we have a lot of wind shear expected in the next couple days. It's going to have to cross through. So this one's only 10%. Remember, 92 is only at 10%. This one's not. This one's way up north, not expected to do much. This is still 80% chance. They're not worried about it down the road. It's just the next few days. And because it has really good structure still, it's going to follow these upper level winds. It's just the Bermuda high isn't that strong right now. The 850 winds here, you can see it spinning. These are 850. Normally you look for a really tight circulation, and you just don't see it right now. You see a very broad. This is a very broad, and I always thought that could be offensive. Broad. She's a wide broad. That is offensive. Danielle is a wide broad, low level circulation. So we'll have to wait and see. It's going to take a little time to get going. 700 millibars, a little spin. 500, not much. 250, you can really see these upper level winds. This is upper level winds. Here's that. Basically, let me move my little thingies. Where am I going to move it to? I like to look halfway professional. Doesn't happen very often. Here's your upper level winds. Basically, this is all connected to 92 in a sense, but here's this strong shear rolling into that system. This is upper level winds. So anytime you get that strong upper level winds, our system's going to have to pass through that, and it's gonna be a rough road. I mean, it's most models are not showing any development until it breaks on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Bermuda will be watching. We're going to show the models here in a second. Danielle. Hey, you're coming, Danielle. You're next, girl. Big bone. TikTok, what are y'all saying? Fire pipes. Now, there's nothing coming to Florida. There's a lot of hype out there across the internet. So there's no hurricanes coming anywhere in the continental USA. Invest 91, somebody just asked. It at this time is not it's just not looking like any threat except for maybe Bermuda today. So if we had an ensemble splitting, I would be a little bit more concerned about it, but right now we're not seeing any signs of 91 surprising everybody. And I wonder if their ensemble list is up. Let's see. Oh God, I hope so. I can wait a minute. How does this go? ENS. It's not yet. Let me go over here and see if I can find it. Hold on a minute. They usually have ensembles up on their site, which I love. Nope, not yet. Darn it. Okay. Sometimes Southwest Water Management will put ensembles on their charts. But this is 91. This is 91. Invest 91. Right here. Invest 91. So, all right, let's look at the models. Mike, I don't think they'd be wrong. Morning from Eglin. What's up, Bill? Thank you, bud. Eglin Air Force Base. Hey, thanks, John. Yeah, we did hit 50. It's 50K on Twitter, by the way. Hey, Yo Hell, how's it going, buddy? All right, model time. All right, let's take a look at all the models. This is what we like to do. This is everything cooking here in the future of weather. This is tropical tidbits. Now, little trick this year. I don't know if you noticed or not. He's got an EC fast on here. This is if you're wondering sometimes how some people are posting the latest Euro, and you're still behind. It's the EC fast is what it is basically. It's the faster run, not so detailed, but it's a quicker way. Like when the 00Z comes, it'll run about an hour ahead of the standard one. So if you click along like I do, and I share the 12Z 240 hour, and you're only at like hour 24, and you're wondering where's he getting that from? It's the EC fast. Figured I'd pass that along. All right, so here's the models. Here's what we got. Blue is low pressure. Orange is high pressure. And that's basically how the whole world works. Here's what we got. All right, so let's go forward in time, and we're going to stop around Friday. That would be right here. Okay. So all along this whole week, it seems like now we've been talking about this. Friday, somewhere around the Lesser Antilles to the north. Still showing 1,007 millibar. Notice some Gulf juice here, but it's nothing developed on the Euro. And here's our wave that came off that is being marked by the NHC. So you could watch 3 spots right now. This is Invest 91. 92 is nothing to worry about. It gets all wrapped up with all that shear and stuff, and it's not going to do anything. So your Euro slowly develops our system. Now, here's what we got. We got another wave coming off behind. This is down the road. This is Saturday, this weekend coming up. This is Labor Day weekend. So the yellow spot here is actually this spot here. Let me show you. This guy. So this guy is actually that guy. Right here. And then we have a new one here that's not even shown on the NHC map yet. But as far as the weekend goes, there it is, right? 1,005, and then it starts to develop it. 981. This is what it did yesterday, but it turned it down to the Bahamas a little bit. So don't be too quick. I'm not hyping here, folks. I never hype, but don't be too quick to go all in on one model run. It'll take another run or two on the Euro to make sure that it doesn't flip-flop back to that thinking. It's all coming down to upper-level steering currents, and most of them are pretty consistent. Oh, I always end up clicking that one. I don't like that one. I don't know why I always click the same dang one. That's the anomaly I like. That one. So it's all coming down to this high pressure that's building, coming down, basically blocking Florida. This is over the weekend, Labor Day weekend. So as long as this high pressure maintains and dips south, then whatever happens over here won't be able to go any farther west. And that's, if you've been watching, that's been what we've been talking about a lot. As far as Bermuda goes, let's get a little closer, talk about that, and go to 10 millimeter winds here. So this is it. Here we go. Here it comes. High pressure builds in and it turns. But unfortunately for Bermuda, it's very, very close. 952 millibar. And this would be Tuesday of next week. So that's enough to really be watching. I'm really going to be curious about today's afternoon model runs. The 12Zs come out around noon and the Euro comes out around 2 p.m. Just to make sure that the Euro doesn't do anything tricky. Now, again, this is tropicaltidbits.com. I usually say it right away. I forgot. My buddy Levi's site, tropicaltidbits.com. There you go. What's up there, Mike Soul? Good morning. Say hi to some people. What the heck is that? I always hit the sounding button. Yeah. All right. You guys are talking coffee. That's good. Hey, at least at least you're talking about coffee, and we're not talking about hurricanes coming towards you, unless you live in Bermuda. We're going to keep a close eye on this. All right, so there's your Euro turning. All right, let's talk about some other models. Again, we always talked about time frame down here. This is when the 31st and 1st for last week. We were looking at possibility of some juice coming up. The GFS was the only one showing it, and it actually backed off last night for the first time ever. So it's going to go to the current GFS and show our Friday. Boom. Friday, right there. Boom. Friday. Right above the islands, staying to the north, 997. Same thing as the Euro. The third, if you notice, we rewind it, you see a little bit of moisture here. Nothing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Gone. The big bad 930 hurricane that GFS was showing for 45 days in a row. It's gone. So sigh of relief, and at least, little spin up for the bay. We're not discounting it yet, except, it was showing this. Let me just go back to 26. I mean, I just guessed what day it was. The first, look what it did just 3 days ago. It was showing a hurricane up in Louisiana. I mean, every run it was showing something different. It didn't matter what run. I mean, every freaking run on the GFS was showing, and people were sharing it. And it was like, oh my God, don't share it. Anyway, all right, so we're going back to Bermuda. So developing system Friday, right above north of the islands, and here's that turn. And again, 960. So that's borderline, Euro is around 950. We got a lot of hot water out here. Western Atlantic, always hot. So we got to worry about that rapid intensification. So 2 systems, possibly, strong hurricane. There's the GFS. And going back to the Euro, 00Z, there's the Euro. So very good modeling agreement. All right, Canadian. All right, so let's go to Friday, 1,002, same spot as the other 3. I mean, you could, all 3 almost exactly the same, north of the islands. So people down in Virgin Islands, I know we got a lot of people in Virgin Islands area that watch us. It's just, the trend is above you still. 3 strong model support here, and nothing in the Gulf. So here's what the Canadian does. Starts to turn it. See, it only goes out 100. It goes out 10 days too. It's a little slower, but there you go. So 3 models, 3 the same thing. Now the only one that's tricky right now is the Icon. Now the Icon, I have to throw it under the bus here, even though it's my favorite as far as storm development goes. The Icon is not really good at track. So it's not that good at track. So, but it is showing a little more turn into Florida, in the Bahamas. So that's what I'm saying. You can't 100% go all in yet that said it's not going to affect Bahamas. This would be Monday morning, Labor Day. And of course, you know, the way this pattern looks like it's not going to turn. But that's the Icon. So it's 3 against 1. And that's that. Upper level winds on the Icon, you know, basic blocking high to the north. And everybody else shows that little weakness here coming down, allowing a turn. So there you go. Let's take a look at the UK. We haven't looked at the UK much. UK used to be one of the best models for hurricanes, but it hasn't been that good lately. Last year, I don't remember using it much at all. It was pretty terrible last year. So I don't even know why I'm looking at it again, but we'll look at it. All right, Caribbean. Let's see. It only goes out 144 hours, too, by the way, or 168. They didn't run the whole 0-0Z. It's still running. All right. And there's your development Friday. Over the islands, a little closer, could get some rain. Starts to develop it, and like I said, it doesn't go out very far. So we're gonna have to wait on that. I wonder if my site, you know what? Here's a site we haven't used all year. Let's see if it's even working. Last year it was really off and on. Hey, it's working. That's kind of neat. All right, this is a good site. Let me see if I can zoom. I don't think I've used it all year. All right, so here's Invest 91. We can compare forecast. We can, let's see, this is your, all right, so let's go to, hang on loose. I haven't used it all year. It takes me a while to figure it out. So we're going to ensembles. All right, so we just go up here. All right, so we're going to zoom in. These are compare forecast. All right. So then we go to here and zoom in. This is a great map. I love this one. I used to use this a lot last year. Then it's on my site right here, if you're wondering. NOAA, right there, right at the very top. NOAA. All right. So we're gonna click all the ensembles as a dot. Here's UK. Yeah, see, they're not really going out that far yet. Canadian. You get a lot of spaghetti. We'll even look at the Navy. We'll just look at all the models. All right, there we go. And actually, I want to do colored. Anyway. All right. Well, there you go. Here's some spaghetti for you. They've changed the color codes around a little bit, but that's basically that's a lot of ensembles right here. 92 to the north, probably creating a little weakness, allowing this to pull north a little bit. Majority of these passing north of the islands. These don't go out very far. Kind of scary to look at, right? But this is where we start to get the turn. And high confidence past this, we start to get a turn. So that could be scary. I will admit, I would probably get a lot more likes if I just shared, for example, let's pull up this one. This was starting to show the turn too. So earlier today it didn't, but you can kind of see the turn. This one's kind of starting to tug a little bit. You start to see the turn. You really see it on the Southwest Florida Water Management site. They go a little farther down the road here and look. So this one gives you a better picture down the road. As 3 doors down says, down the road I go. Hey, thanks for all the stars today, by the way. Appreciate that. What question you got? I'm going to read it. So, yeah. Only bad news this morning is they had to scrub the launch. Danielle, you're right. They said it was going to turn. The question, the difference with Florence. Why did I say Danielle? The difference with Florence, again, let me show you a graphic. I showed it last night. I was talking about the what ifs a lot more with Danielle. Why do I keep saying Danielle? With Florence. This is what Florence spaghetti models look like when it's got to load all my stuff here. What's up, Jerry Coe? How's life, man? What's up, TikTok? I get questions I can look at right now. Cancun Labor Day weekend doesn't look bad at all. There we go. All right, so here we go. This is Florence spaghetti models right here. This was, Middle Atlantic. This is Florence. But look at this split. We had a really big spread in spaghetti models. I listen. My whole thing has been about spaghetti models. I love models. I believe in them. I believe in reading into them. The statistical, I love statistics. When I went to college, did I say college? I went to college. Statistics are great to look at, and understanding outliers, et cetera, et cetera. But we had split in the models when Florence was in the Middle Atlantic. There was a lot of questions and a high pressure coming in, and until we see that with this system, then it's we got to go on the higher end of likelihood it's going to recurve. I mean, the official forecast, only goes out 5 days. So once they, PTC it, it'll go out 5 days. And spaghetti models will be our friend because we'll start to see long-range weather patterns coming into play, and whether or not we're going to see any sort of turn back towards the state. And right now we're not. So as of now, until we start to see a couple of these do that, we're not going to overhype it as anything other than that. So, as far as long range goes, let's go back and look at some long range ensembles. And that would be here. Let's go 15. It's kind of hard to follow. All right, so we'll go to 13 days. All right, so when I always say never, this is 13 days out on the Euro ensembles. All right, I know it looks like, what the heck is that? What is that? I don't know. These are all the ensembles of the Euro. And you basically look for a blend, a statistical mean here, and majority of these are turning out. Now, going back to my site, I have a link here that says ensembles right here. This takes you to Weather Nerds right there, and weathernerds.org. And he didn't have it he didn't have a 5 day out yet. I'm surprised. Oh, there is a 5 day. The black line is your average of all your ensembles. And that's what usually the main operational run goes off of, is when it starts, averaging all these different ensembles. Wherever I was at, I got to close the windows now because hey, we didn't crash Chrome. We only did it once. There we go. All right. Let me pull this up and move it real quick. So, yesterday our system came over here, kind of stopped, indicating that we could see high pressure, building in and really giving this thing nowhere to go. some of these down here are breakaways of a new center possibly, and staying weak and reforming into something. So the recurve is coming. There's just always those few couple outliers that show a little different scenario. Now, your majority of them are doing, out to sea. Just remember, nothing's ever set in stone in the tropics. Eric, yeah, he always snores. And I Googled it. Google told, Alexa, why do Frenchies snore?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the main reason why French bulldogs snore is the anatomy of their airway. These dogs have soft and enlarged palates paired with narrow nostrils. When they fall asleep, their airway will relax, which will constrict the nasal passageways. This will lead to snoring. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
My dad talks to his Alexa every day. My dad's 85. He's like, this is my dad. Hey, listen, I've said things sometimes I shouldn't have. We all have. There's a couple of times I wish I haven't said things posted. We all do. My dad says things off cuff. He thinks like I do. I think like he does. Well, I think like he does. He's older than me. I am him. But he's like, hey, yeah. He goes the other day. He goes, if anything ever happens to your mom, he goes, I at least have Alexa I can talk to all day. And he's serious. He asked Alexa about the rays, about temperature, about when he's watching Wheel of Fortune, he asks questions on things. I mean, it's just, he loves Alexa. So anyway, my cousin Eric Johnson, what's up, buddy? Taco Tuesday. We might have school tomorrow. All right. So anyway, nothing's 100% yet on a recurve. These are your main operational models. These are on. They stop out 6-7 days out. This is actually 7 days out. This is 7 days from now. 7 days. But like I said, majority of these are starting to show a recurve. So that's where we'll leave it at. I'm not going to overhype it. That's for sure. As far as anything else, we got to, looking here at our system, it's a very broad low. It's taken a long time to develop. I'm seeing some other guys online starting to question some things, such as this. You remember when this thing came off of Africa? We talked about it right away, that there was another blob ahead of this one. So all through the life cycle of Invest 91 here, we've had this blob to the southwest. And it's still, every system over the years we've watched together have had something. And this has had a blob to the southwest since it left Africa, and it still does today. So, looking back at that Euro, that's why I love these Brew Crew things. I can't really post this kind of stuff because then I'd really be hyping. But that's why the latest Euro ensembles is showing a few of these breaking away and going a little bit more south before the recurve. I'm sure because it's developing this one and not this one. When you see broad level circulation showing up, and there's a lot of maps that show this. We didn't have this last night. We had a little tighter circulation. This is a very broad area. And, sometimes models can pick a new center of circulation. And at the 500 level, it's terrible. You can almost argue that second one, the lower one's getting a little bit more love. So that's why, if you're living in the islands, everybody, this thing sets up like this and does that, everybody gets missed. Let's say just for hypothetically that one gets going. Well, guess what? It might get a little closer to the islands before it makes that trek off to the west-northwest. And then ultimately this, if it stays, what the hell's going on there? If it stays exceptionally weak, that's why the Euro is starting to do things like that. There's only a couple, but when I said earlier, weak goes west, some of the long-range Euros actually showing that. Very small chance scenario, but enough to talk about it. And I talk about it. Me and my snoring dogs. Go Rays! Sorry about you Boston fans, but man, you can't beat us 3 in a row. We had to win one of them. We got to hang on, man. We're half a game ahead on the wild card race. We needed that win. All right, what am I looking for? If I only knew. All right, so right here, tropical. Well, we're gonna look at this one here. I think it's this one I like. This is one I like. All right, we're gonna look at this one. Man, my throat's a little sore. Emily was getting a little cold. John, yeah, a little soggy day for you. Yeah, hey, look at John. John, our buddy down there. We got a good brew crew member living down there in the Cayman Islands. Look at that. That's for you, John. Look at that. Big old juice coming your way. You can't really see it right there very well, but it's there. There's satellite. South of Florida. But yeah, you're right. That's that tropical wave. That's kind of that wave that the GFS was picking up on. It got lifted up. It's coming your way. It's all that juice is entering the Yucatan split there. All right, tropical Atlantic. We're going to look at this crazy Euro. A couple of their off the wall predictions here. Let's just leave right here. So some of your Euro, let's show you the all right. I like the SpaghettiOs. This kind of shows you all the different members at any given time. And I like SpaghettiOs. See ya, Yohel. Hope you're doing well down there, buddy. Can't wait to hang with you on the cruise, man. Miguel, they just posted a new 951 update. Okay. Yep. The one cool thing about the South Florida one, it has a little timestamp on the bottom. You can kind of follow when they've That's right, Mark. We actually have live audio of the tropics. Hunter is the story of the season. Marquis, thanks. Appreciate that. Richard, that's a great idea. I don't know. Does Alexa play podcast? Alexa, do you play podcasts?
I can play music and audiobooks. Just ask me what you want me to play.
Alexa, can you play Mike's Weather Page podcast? Alexa, can you play Mike's Weather Page podcast?
Getting Little Dark Age from Amazon Music.
Little Dark Age. No. Alexa, no.
You can ask me to fast forward or
Alexa, no. We just had a fight. Good morning from St. Martin. Our Mel, what's going on? Yeah, Morgan, listen, we had a model. Morgan, I'm sorry that you had to see that. Morgan's talking about the GFS was showing a hurricane hitting the Carolinas yesterday. Again, everybody has shared a GFS this year, and the GFS literally has given a hurricane from Texas. Every state has had a GFS hurricane at one time or another. So be careful looking at the GFS. No, right now it does not seem like you are getting one. I triggered your Alexa. North Carolina should be good. You're quiet. Julian's listening from high school. Are you in high school? Julian 7 on YouTube. Are you a weather? Are you interested in weather? Rick Taylor, thank you for your comment over there. TikTok, I can read for a few minutes. Oh yes, we do have a big typhoon on the other side of the world there, Okinawa. Yes, I need to probably post that. Thank you, Caitlin, for sharing that. Daytona Beach. Listen, everybody asking questions over on TikTok. Listen, nothing is really coming to the United States officially, so things are quiet for Labor Day weekend. There could be a hurricane north of the Bahamas Labor Day. As a matter of fact, I mean, then we're going to go back to ensembles. I mean, this, again, we've talked about a Labor Day hurricane for a week now, and we likely are going to have a Labor Day. This is Labor Day. And here's Florida. Now, little trick I've learned over the years. I could share this. I could share that and say GFS Euro on Labor Day, right? And to the naked eye, you would think, "Oh my God, it's coming," right? But you got to have the context that it's going the other way. So Labor Day, it does appear we're going to see. Now we got a lot of people down in the Bahamas, and like I said, if this thing establishes the low a little farther to the south, it could get a little closer. That's why you don't these windshield wiper and flip flopping of models happens all the time. So we gotta. Number one, you got. In fact, I'm gonna make that my next post. We have to wait till we establish a center, because until we establish a true center on 91, these are really just guessing. Now, it's not guessing that this is what we'll get. It's guessing that we're at whatever center it's deciding on. Like I said, if we get a center relocation, it's still going to do the same thing. It just might be closer to the Bahamas. The other thing that the euro we're going to go into right now, it was starting to show some runs like that. Just a few, but that's because it keeps it exceptionally weak and doesn't really get picked up by anything until it organizes. So we're going to show you that. So yeah, Labor Day, we're going to see a potential Hurricane Danielle, if nothing else forms, Labor Day, just off the coast of Florida, and it'll look impressive. I could show that right there and get a whole bunch of likes. I would say hurricane just off the coast of Florida, Labor Day. I'd get a million new likes. But right now, it doesn't look like it. But we do have to worry about our friends in Bermuda right now. We'll zoom in on Bermuda. Now, listen, this is a long way away. I shared all this morning, so it's no news. You gotta, if you do follow me, please look at all the posts that I post. You can't get the whole picture in one post. So, that's why on my app I have a Mike's post section. On the website I have a post section. All you got to do is go over here and you can scroll and see everything I've posted this morning. But looking at Wendy, this is a pretty decent little hurricane that's nearing Bermuda, and this is Tuesday morning. And you go to the euro, it's a little slower, but it's coming right by you. 9:59. Little wiggles, wobbles, anything can happen. So definitely Bermuda's watching the progression of Invest 91, and that would be as early as next Tuesday. So we have a lot of people that watch this in Bermuda. All right, so let's go back to the ensembles again. So these little SpaghettiOs are all your different little ideas of where we could see tropical formation. And notice most of them, this is Sunday, most of them are going to show you, this is the general track of where things could be. But here's where it gets a little tricky. Not a lot, just throwing it out there, nothing official with any of this stuff, except, this is something new I didn't even really notice until today, or now. So when we get to the time frame of Tuesday of next week, 7 days, we've started to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 51, 5% are breaking off our low and forming it a little bit more towards Florida. 5 out of 51, not high confidence, but enough that, you can't say 100% that this thing is going to go away. There's still a few in the South Florida. So anytime you have even one up in the Panhandle, but anytime you start to get a little bit of outliers, more than one, you just pay attention. All right, so let's take a look at Levi. This is Tropical Tidbits. We can look at the ensemble members here. I really like looking at them here on his site too. We can look at Southeast, maybe a little closer. We'll just stay right here. And you can see that, we have a few that break off and stick around Florida. So never say never in the tropics. And again, the Gulf, Texas scenario is not looking very likely. Let's even look at the old Navy model because, that's still showing it. I give credit to the Navy. It's not backing down. This is what the GFS was showing yesterday. All the runs were showing this in the Labor Day. This is Labor Day. So the Navy's not the greatest model in the world at all. It hasn't been updated in a while, but this is next Monday. You know, potential hurricane near the Bahamas and a little bit of action down in the BOC. But the important thing to note is the GFS is pretty much backed off on that idea, which is more than likely what's happening. My God, it's been an hour already. I can't believe it. Nice cup day, Mike. Yes, John. It's the Princess Cup day. Julie is in World History Honors. Good for you. Emily had to retake history, not world history. God, I remember all that stuff. No, you don't remember anything. Does anybody remember anything from school? I don't. Redneck Storm Chasers. What's up, Jaden? Where did the Weather Channel stop at? Anybody having sinus issues? That's an interesting question. 20,000 stars is 2K, I know. Hey, I had to put a goal on there. It'll never reach it. I'm not. One day I had an alert that says, you need to put a goal on the stars. So that's the goal. I do have to get tires. I wanted to go to Bermuda, and then the wife told me no. Julie, the wife would be Julie. Talladega race, Tom, go Dogs. I'm going to Talladega. That's a month away, man. Fear mongering. Yeah, okay. What's up, Katie? Hey, Jason. What's up, man? My buddy Jason Sutton. Mr. Furman. Had a lot of people looking at the 0E, man, at Daytona. They couldn't believe it. Ran my crock pot, blender, radio, 2 days, man, and I think I only used half the power of the battery. It's amazing. It was so cool. Still in the back of my truck. Yeah, so anyway, we'll start winding it down. Things are slowing down a little bit here. We talked an hour, so we'll just see what the afternoon. They got the storms today, though, up north. Look at that. That's interesting, right? We got storms up there in northern. My buddy Dusty's going to maybe get some. Little tornado chance. Indiana, Illinois, a little bit. This is today. Big wind event today. Up north. That's interesting. See, I kind of feel bad when we talk only tropics. I kind of lose touch of what's going on in the rest of the weather world. Here's the current radar. A lot of that lingering frontal juice. And everybody was asking me yesterday. It went away because it wasn't anything. We had a big blob for 2 or 3 days down here, and it never ended up doing anything. Never really had any circulation whatsoever. It was just a blob. Now it's gone. Some of that lingering is drifting up into Texas today. So all that blob we saw a couple days ago kind of backed up a little bit, and that's all leftover frontal line. This has been the year of lingering fronts. I've never seen nothing like it, ever. These fronts have lingered and lingered and lingered and lingered. I even saw my buddy Jim Cantoria today talking about this. This is sometimes we get spin-off storms from these lingering fronts. This is Weather Nerds Org, which is a great way you can zoom in on satellite. But he brought this up. It's very true. Sometimes, these lingering fronts can spin up little systems out of the blue over the warm Gulf Stream. So this is happening right now. This is, we had a cool water spout from our buddy Jason at Coastal Claims yesterday in Daytona shared. It was really, as a matter of fact, I don't know if anybody caught it, but there was a telecast during Daytona Speedway where in the background you can actually see the tornado. There was a tornado off the coast of Daytona, and water spout, not tornado, water spout, and but this is all lingering front. Sometimes these can get spinning a little bit. Sometimes we get these little spin up storms off of these frontal lines, and I don't even know if it's showing up on our little colored map here. Nope. So there's that. All right, we could do that a new global hazards map last week, but nothing's new on that. So, all right, so bottom line, that's it. I hope you gained a lot of info. I don't know. Cruise Labor Day. Heck yeah, it's always good to cruise. Oh, so we mentioned Furman. Listen, I got a new link up here for Furman. If you click on it, 30% off automatically gets applied. So 30% off. It's amazing. We've had a ton of supporters. MWP fans do that. Of course, they're also available all over the country in Lowe's and Costco's and other retail stores. So, but if you buy it online, you get 30% off. They got a ton of great products, free shipping. It's great. You can always check them out. And of course, here's Coastal Claims. Our buddy Jason. I don't know, Shelly, did Jason get signed up for the cruise yet? I don't know, but we've had a lot of supporters over the years go with Coastal Claims. They're big fans of our page. Frank Dalton and crew. They're from Florida here, public adjusters, and a lot of y'all have had great success. Getting a little bit more money. So if you ever unfortunately need a claim or anything like that, definitely give our crew here, Jason and Frank, a call. Not only are they good people, they're big fans of our page, and they'll work hard for you. My neighbor across the street, Pete and Kathy, went with them, and they did very well for them too. So don't be afraid to fight and get a little more money, because hey, sometimes you only get one shot to do it right. And unfortunately, we had some downbursts, by the way, this weekend. Couple really strong storms. This whole lingering frontal line thing has been bringing a lot of storms to people. Unexpected storms, strong storms. A lot of wind, like incredible amount of wind. Let's look at the future radar for the next 2 days, and then we'll call it a day. I'm kind of tired today. I might have to take a sneaky little nap. Don't tell Julie. I woke up at 3 o'clock. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. All right, so here's Gulf Coast, USA, and simulated radar. And here's what we got for today. All right. Lingering. All right, so I posted earlier this morning. We had a big old. As a matter of fact, well, let's do this and then we'll show you. We had a lot of rain down in South Florida, backing up. So throughout the day today, that rain that we saw down in South Florida is just going to make its way through the south. We got rain. I mean, pretty much everywhere across the state. Here's that blob from yesterday, getting some folks in Texas. So that rain's backing up into you guys this afternoon, which is good news. And of course, coastal rain. For Carolinas, Georgia, from that whole lingering frontal line. So that's a lot of juice out there today. There's that blob of rain that was out in the Gulf yesterday, moving its way into Texas tonight. Could be some big storms across Florida later today. Looks like the flow today is east to west. So that's your flow today. So we can expect some central Florida storms today, moving towards the west coast later today. Tomorrow, look at that little spin out there. What the heck is that? That's interesting. Tomorrow, coastal rains in the morning. That's a little different. Coastal rains tomorrow. Leftover blob for Texas. There's leftover frontal. This is tomorrow morning, so we could have some water spouts. We're second. Water spout alerts. Water spouts alerts tomorrow morning. Coastal areas getting some rain. And here's our storms tomorrow developing. Look at Texas finally getting some rain. Middle state rains tomorrow. The flow tomorrow is a little different. The flow tomorrow is kind of going to the east coast tomorrow for Florida. But what the heck is going on down here? Now look at this. I noticed this earlier today. Little purple dot. Little teeny weeny purple dot. Teeny weeny purple. Look at that. Look at this. All right, so you got that right there, right? What is that? I don't know. What is that? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. All right. So we're going to look at it. Look at this. So let's zoom in on Florida. This is kind of nutty. Homegrown spinach. So tomorrow, look at this little crazy little guy out here spinning. See a little rotation out there? See? Look at that. See it? Little spinach, little rotation, little rotation, little rotation. See it? Little bit. Sometimes these old fronts can be sneaky. I don't think that's a frontal line though, is it? Nah, kind of. Not showing up anywhere, but spinach. Got spinach. We got Gulf spinach tomorrow. Very weak, but Gulf spinach. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that's about it. I rambled on enough. Teeny weeny purple dabakini weeny. Lexus. Okay, Rhonda May, great tidbit there. Interesting fact. Last time there was not a tropical depression storm or hurricane in the Atlantic was back in 1997. Did not know that. Link the Swell Info site. I would love to. David, what's that link? I do have some. I got to do a little better. So basically, my all my surf stuff's all over here, waves and stuff. This is about halfway down the page. I get a lot of people using these links here, but I would love the Swell Info site, David. If you can link it, that would be great. We usually don't let links work, but that'll be all right. See ya, Boo Morris. Mark, good place to have toilets flushing. All right. Well, anyway, so we'll be live. We'll probably not be live tonight unless things change. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. If we do, it'll be around 5 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. If the afternoon models come in and we see any sort of flip-flop back a little bit towards the Bahamas and Southeast, the only two Bobby, I don't know, redneck shirts. Maybe today? Oh, I was gonna get something too. I gotta go get it. Hang on. I was gonna do this and I forgot. Gone. I had a mullet. I had a mullet for Halloween one year. It's gone. I was getting Doritos, Shelly. Remember that day we were chasing? I left everybody in the truck in Louisiana. I think it was Louisiana. Katie Gregory, thank you. You're welcome. See you tomorrow. Telford Holmes. Yes, Brett, the GFS is done what the GFS has done all year, and it has been awful. So, anyway, Eric, we're going to eat at home tonight. If you want to go watch the Rays, hit me up. All right. All right, cool. So I'm going to post a few things I wanted to post about. We're going to show this elongated low. The only two models that are really showing anything as far as this not doing what it's supposed to do, the Icon, which is not really a great steering model, but I'll show it to you anyways. The Icon's showing more of a west track of our system. So not every model is 100% in yet. And like I said, some of the ensembles are kind of sniffing a little bit of some shenanigans of this thing, the low pressure not developing right away and turning a little more west. So not all the European models are 100% sold on this turn. And it won't let me color. Why won't you let me color? There it goes. So this is what a lot of them are doing. But there are a couple ensembles that are, suggesting that we're seeing a little bit late. That's weird. Sometimes it's let me. Oh, sometimes what is that thing? There's a few that are showing a weaker low, low establishing, and then weak goes west. You could tell by these colors too if you look at the colors. Red is stronger hurricane. The reason that it's not curving it is because it keeps it kind of weak, and then it turns it up. So yeah, there's outside shot. So nothing set in stone that far out. So we're still looking at a really good chance of something Labor Day, some sort of system. Right now, majority of models are keeping it towards Bermuda, unfortunately. So we'll see what the trends are. TikTok hours, that's right. So we still got 100 people on TikTok watching. I can't believe it. So we'll be on TikTok now for the next 15 minutes or so. If you got any questions, pop on over there. Make sure you hit likes. Make sure you check out our cruise information. 16 counties in Florida have spring break that week. This is going to be the hottest cruise in Florida right now because it's during spring break. They've lifted all restrictions now, in case you're wondering. So anybody can sail, and that's awesome. So check it out. Amazing week planned. It's our second annual. We had so much fun. And other than that, make sure you check out all of our great supporters. Big thanks to Universal Roof. They're doing their free veterans giveaway. You can nominate a veteran to get a free roof. Make sure you do that. If you know a veteran in the state of Florida that would like a new roof or needs a new roof, definitely go to our friends at Universal Roofing Contracting. They're giving away a free roof to a veteran. Huge promotion that they're doing. We love them to death. And they also are really famous for their free home inspections. So we've had a lot of MWP coneheads say how important it is to get a roof inspection, especially as we enter hurricane season, rainy season, hail season. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't hurt to give them a call and make sure you don't have any damages before you find out when it's too late. So... all right, so we're going to put this up on the podcast now, and we'll see everybody maybe later. We'll see if anything changes. If we get any surprises in the 12Z runs and we get a little bit more threat towards Bermuda or Southeast, I'll definitely go live tonight. If not, we'll be live tomorrow night, tomorrow day.